What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to the Hardcore Dryad series in Dungeon Defenders 2. So we're going until we get a loss. We're still good. We're in Chaos 2 now, making our way through. I'm at, 878 champion score. So this time around, we are in the Dragonfall Bazaar. Let's go ahead and get things set up. Let's see. We've got 800 DU to work with on this one. We're going to start off with a tree, say right about here, and we really want to get some spawn camping going on. So we are going to go, 3 bees? Do we want to go 4? Let's go 4 bees and a slime. Right here in this area. What do we want to do down here? Now, in the middle here, we've got the opportunity to share some bees. If we went something like that, we can just kind of load up with bees in the middle here. I do want to make sure that these are not getting slapped down by the cyborgs too hard, though. And I think they're very susceptible to that in this particular setup. Let's see, let's go something like that. We'll go with a slime there, and then a slime here. Now, we are going to have some flyers rolling in on this one, and we need a little flyer protection. And how do we want to do that? If I put a tree over here, I'm not sure if that tree is going to get hit by range mobs or not, but I'm going to give it a whirl. Let's put a tree there, and we'll slap down a few bees here to, help out with the ground lanes, but also give us a little bit of flyer control as well. And then we need to do something similar around over here. And once again, this is going to help with the overall spawn camp. And that tree is so suspect right there. Going to help with the overall spawn camp, but also give us something for those flyers right up front. See, something like that is going to round out the DU. We've got 300 left. Let's throw 2 upgrades on that tree. And then we'll go 1 there and 1 there. So let's see how it goes. This map is generally pretty easy. Low mob count, just the 3 lanes. It usually runs really quick. But the main benefit we get on this map is we're able to kill the enemies from 2 of the lanes before they even come out of spawn, and that is back in those 2 lanes. The enemies have a long way to walk. You see all the go-boo booms and the bees going off kind of down behind over there. They're able to get in there prior to the enemies even making it out of the spawn, which is quite nice. Allows us to get the job done. Now we have the same benefit over here, but the path is kind of winding around to the right, and there's not a whole lot of ideal placements with these particular Dryad defenses. But ideally, in a perfect setup, you run this map and nothing makes it out of the spawn. Now, we're far from a perfect setup, of course, and additionally, we're still in our Chaos 1 gear, I think. Want to double check. I decided rather than to just throw the mods that I have onto a Chaos 2 item right away, that I would hold out, for a better relic. It will be a pretty tremendous upgrade when I finally do get that relic, but I don't have it quite yet. Let's actually take a look at that. So yeah, we're still on this Chaos 1 relic. Now we can upgrade this thing really cheap. I don't have a Chaos 2 amp on me, though. I threw them all in my vault. So we're going to have to get through this one. We'll want to upgrade this to Chaos 2 before we move that Go-Boo Boom over to another relic. That way we get that Chaos 2 value. Now, upgrading that Go-Boo Boom to Chaos 2 is kind of a big deal as well, as it is going to get an increase in value by upgrading the relic. Just kind of spam it around. What are we going to have for... It doesn't even matter what we're having for bosses now. We've got the Ignite set up, so we're good for the Dragonlord. You know, obviously, if it's like a cannon ogre or something like that, I'm going to want to be a little bit more cautious about the boss. But overall, shouldn't have any major boss worries where we have to sit there and really check out what's coming every wave. It can be a surprise. All right, we got a bunch of stars down. Let's go ahead and go corrupt. And, I mean, the bees are doing really good. They're getting way back in there. We got a few enemies, of course, making it out. But for the most part, quite a bit is getting wrecked inside of the spawn areas. Here comes that Shaper. The Shaper we should just be able to ignore. Yeah, he's ignited now. As soon as that ignite goes off and you get that damage boost, it just shoots right up. The damage amount does. All right, 2 more left. We can just spam up a few more stars. And get ready. Now, what do we want to do here? I think I'm just going to, since this lane, or these bees are putting in so much work, these ones up front here, I think I'm just going to spam the upgrades into them. Get these guys all good and jacked up. Looking nice. Let's go ahead and let it fly here. We got plenty of stars, only 200 mobs, so we don't have to exactly survive too long in corrupt form. Hopefully we get some nice upgrades out of this one. I haven't seen any legendaries pop yet, but you never know. We might see something good. We're still looking for a legendary medallion to put on those bees. Well, I mean, we want legendary medallions to put on all the things. But specifically the bees, since we've got those putting in so much work here. Got an ogre coming out this time around. And Quibbly. Now Quibbly... Oh, Quibbly didn't take any shots at that tree. I thought Quibbly was going to take shots at this tree. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and hit these ones up as well. Get lots of spawn camp opportunity going on here. I think we can just let it fly here. 258, so a few more mobs, but just not very many mobs on this one. The Dryad herself is very strong, but so far what we're seeing here is the power of the boom servos, particularly early. Now, Go Boom Boom has the highest value out of the one I would use. I would pretty much limit it to either Go Boom Boom or Melee Boom. Any of the other boom servos, there's just not enough enemies to get those booms going off consistently. However, there's always a ton of goblins. There's always a ton of melee enemies. So Go Boom Boom and Melee Boom are definitely some top choices here. What do we got? See, the upgrade value of that is just tremendous. Going from, what, I got 4,000 defense power on that. That's almost double. Now, that one wasn't 10 out of 10. We're going to have to do probably at least one more map before we see any 10 out of 10s as far as the upgrade value goes. But let's see what we get in wave number 5 here. Just go ahead and let it fly. We got Thork rolling out. Thork is taking a bit of a beating. He's going to get a shot off, I bet. Or no, he did not. I thought Thork, of course, is a cyborg at heart. I thought he was going to get a little stun in there, but he did not get it off. $169 mobs left. Yeah, the bees are just destroying. You see, it's not as many booms going off, but they're still going off. There's just always going to be goblins in the mix. Got another relic there. And we got a siege roller. Not sure what was doing damage to that. Assuming a range mob, or maybe it was a flyer that snuck through. I'm not really positive. We're going to have to wait it out on the siege roller coming out, of course. All right, now we can get it. We'll go ahead and pop our pet, get a little extra juice flowing here, and should just be able to wreck this guy right on down. There we go. So we got another victory. Now, this is not going to be enough to get me over the hump to get to Chaos 3 for sure. See what's in the box. We got a blue victory chest. Now, of course, if you play in a group, even if it's playing with your alt, you're going to be able to always get a legendary victory chest, which means you're getting legendary gear every single run, which is huge. Let's go check out the loot here. All right, we got a Tri-Stake and a Blazing Phoenix. So 2 more shards that we can't use. We're not to the point where we can buy another one with shard dust quite yet. We did get some amps, though, so I'm going to preemptively upgrade this to Chaos 2. That way this Gobu Boom is ready to go. I'm not going to put any more upgrades into it, as I'm going to move that mod over to another relic. And I don't think we have any good candidates here. Like I said, I'm going to hold out for something decent. We got low rolls here, and ideally I'd like to get something with 10 out of 10 upgrades. I mean, there's one with 10 out of 10 upgrades, but it's just a low roll. The next run will definitely get lots of 10 out of 10s, no doubt there. And let's see, we got some pretty fat upgrades. There's a pair of gloves. Got triple chip, which don't give us any value at all, but it is an upgrade in hero damage, even while losing that power servo. What are these gloves? Actually, there's heavy gloves, but those are hero health. I don't want to give up all of that hero damage. And then, yeah. I mean, we'll probably end up getting a pretty decent sword upgrade pretty quick, too. I mean, there's a Gobsplosion. Not really going to get much value out of that mod, but 3,700 hero damage on that one. All right, and then we'll head over to our mule and auto-equip. Okay, we are so close, 1,028, so I only am going to have to do one more map. We only got to get to 1,050 to get Chaos 3 unlocked. In fact, I could probably manipulate this a little bit. Like, what is our lowest piece here? We got gloves, which are really low. So we can do a little, we can be a little tricky here, maybe. Let's see if this gets us. And that did it. So just by moving the gear around, now that I've moved it, I do want to move it back, though. I don't want to keep that piece. So we've got the achievement. Chaos 3 is now unlocked, so we're not going to have to do any more Chaos 2 maps. Kind of a bummer that I didn't get a good relic to use as an upgrade base. I mean, that one's the best roll, but that one's 8 out of 10. I didn't want to spend any resources. Because remember, we're going to want to take it to Chaos 3 when we get Chaos 3 gear. I mean, it's only going to cost me 2 motes. I guess that's nothing. Let's do it. We'll go ahead and upgrade it. And then we'll use that as our crafting base. And we'll move that Gobu Boom. Maybe the Fire Servo too. We'll move the Gobu Boom and the Fire Servo over to it. Now, you know, the higher tier you go, the more expensive it costs to move mods. But it's super cheap to move mods around when you're just getting started. So, if we did something... Oops, we want that one there. If we did something like that, and say we wanted to move them both, we need 2 plain emerald clusters. So, do we have 2 clusters here? We do indeed. So, let's try this again. That is our target. Let's move both of those over. Oh, need another hammer. Good lord, man. We got all the stuff. It's a matter of getting it all in my bag. No material vault for the loss. All right, there we go. So for 2 clusters, 2 hammers, and 50 defender medals, we're able to take this 4,300 health Gobu Boom Fire Servo, put it onto a 7,400 defense power. So big fat upgrade there. And we're ready to go for Chaos 3. So I will just equip whatever in these other slots just to get some Chaos 2 items on. We'll give that one too. And there it is. So next episode, we're off to Chaos 3 just to show you we're only 5 maps into Expeditions. So we did 2 Chaos 1 maps, 3 Chaos 2 maps. Next up, we're going to be jumping right into Chaos 3. So you don't have to grind these early tiers. I say this all the time. If you do want to grind the early tiers, the only valid reason, in my personal opinion, to grind those is for shards. Now, if you just want to grind and make it the smoothest possible experience ever, and, you know, get like all legendary gear or whatever in a particular tier, you know, by all means, go ham. But as far as efficiency and getting through and getting up to the next tier, remember, everything you have is going to get replaced when you get to Chaos 3. So there's just no reason to keep using all the old stuff or keep grinding for Chaos 2 gear, because even a blue junk item off the ground is going to be better than a legendary item once we get to the next tier. But anyway, that will get it for now. Thanks an absolute ton for watching. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful start to their week. And I will see you all next time around in Chaos 3.